Hello my beautiful lights and good morning. I bet you're thinking, what are we doing in the kitchen? Well, I'll explain in a second. So for you who are new to the channel, we're a very new channel. My name's Lauren. I'm a master in energy, mind, body and spirit in this life. And this channel is about your self-expansion. It's about your evolutionary journey and we're here to aid one another. On paper, yes, I might be a master in energy, but I believe we only can master oneself. And we're all on this journey, and what this channel is about is building that community so we can be on the journey together. So I have a message for you today. I was out picking some tomatoes, hence we are in the kitchen today. I'm off to a charity event. I actually have the day off work, but I'm also a mum. And, you know, at the end of the day, we have food and stuff to cook for our children, and that's why we're in here. We're talking about mind, body and spirit, and the angel said you need to give this message. Now this message came in thick and fast, as they always do. I was grounding. So when you're picking tomatoes and you're in nature, you know, you're properly connected, you're grounding your frequency, which is so very important. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey and how we got here. So I was trapped in, as I describe it, a dimension of you know what. I was 12.5 stone bigger than I am now. I've literally lost more than I weigh. And how did I escape it? Well, I basically had a choice. Whether to live or not to live, that was my choice. And the choice I made was to live. And my evolutionary journey started from then. I've always had the gift of seeing, of knowing, you know, the oracle gift. I've always had it, you know, for the world, for the collective. And I know we're going through shift at the minute, and you'll see on the other videos I've spoken about this. We don't need to go into detail today, but if you want to watch the other videos, feel free anytime. I'm always going to be curvaceous, you know, in the angels are in my ears. Hang on a second. This channel is about being my authentic self, and if I'm cooking in the kitchen and I feel I have to deliver a message, I'm going to cook in the kitchen. The only thing I will not do is, obviously when I'm having a salt bath, I get all this information in, you're not coming in the bathroom with me. I do have boundaries, guys. So yeah, welcome to my kitchen. And I cook everything from scratch. I really concentrate on what we put in our body because it's mind, body and spirit. We are Italian blood in my family and we are having Italian tonight. So I picked the last of the tomatoes. They're now over. I'm hoping to grow some in the conservatory, but a bit dodgy. So through my journey, I've released what we call a shadow. And this is what I have to talk to you about today. We have many shadows. We have many lessons to learn upon this earth plane. Ignore the clock. It is not that time. It hasn't worked in years, but it's like Alice in Wonderland and I love it and I can see it in the background. So my brain. Yeah, when we're here, we're facing many shadows of self, and obviously my health was one of my shadows in this lifetime. I had to release myself from a place of you know what, and in order to combat that, I needed to turn into this warrior spirit, which is why I teach fitness now, you know, mind, body and spirit. Now, my fitness, you'll expect me, because I'm a meditation teacher, I am Reiki, I'm a healer, that is my day job. And I'm a fitness instructor and everything. You'd expect me to teach yoga. I don't. One of my beautiful friends teaches yoga, which is wonderful at my spiritual days. But I teach dance fitness. It's wild, it's free, it's fun, and we raise that vibrational frequency. It's extremely cheeky, and I love every minute of it. That is when my soul and heart is so alive, so alive. And I'm bringing you into my world. The reason I am bringing you into my world is because I have literally created my own reality, and how I've done it and how I've combated those shadows. And it's just to show you, you can absolutely do this too. There are avenues, there are things to release us from certain patterns of behaviour. The spiritual journey has shown me such, and it's when we get in control of our mental mantle, and how we do that is through our spiritual awakening. That's how I've done it personally. Now for you, it's directing a frequency and a vibrational energy. I knew I wanted to become fit. I knew my end goal. I used to manifest myself at a smaller size. And it was almost programming my mind into that. And it's about you programming your mind into seeing your visual. Now, as society goes, our children are taken away from that aspect of imagination, shall we say. You know, they're put in front of screens now at a very young age. They're not free to explore nature as much as they should be, because the world is so chaotic. Like today, it's early in the morning. I have got a day off work. I am now doing a video. I'm cooking tea for my family because I figured if I got the sauce made this morning, it's easier tonight. And then I'm going to a charity event, who I shaved my head for, by the way. I think it was on the wall, 2017, I shaved my head for them. So I'm a big advocate for that charity. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's understanding that our shadows are part of who we are. They're part of our journey, and they actually empower us in a different form. So I cannot stop eating. I love food. I'm always going to be, in the words of Bridget Jones, a little bit fat. I've got curves. I love my curves. I've embraced my curves. I'm never going to be skinny. I wasn't designed to be. I need a butt and I need boobs, and that's true. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? I don't know. Is it an adult channel? Let's hope so. And, you know, I love my curves and I embrace it, right? But I am very, very fit. I would say in the UK, ladies, I'm about a size 13. Define feminine, right? Define feminine number. I'm a size 13, and that's between a 12 and a 14. I don't know what that is in America. You'll have to have a Google. And I'm curvaceously me. And I love my figure. I work hard on my figure, and it's to understand that that's part of us. Now, I've watched all of these programs and all of these nutritionists say you do this, that and the other. They've never had a weight issue. They've never had to combat that shadow. I literally have, and I've done the journey, and it's blooming hard. I absolutely know it is. But when you look after your body, it looks after your mind, which feeds your spirit. They go in unison of each other, which is why I teach all three. And this is the truth of the matter. You know, we think it's a lifestyle change. It's never a diet. I don't believe in diets. You're changing your lifestyle, but you can't change your lifestyle until you change every aspect of that. So fitness is a huge thing for me. I love teaching it. And the reason I teach it is, again, to stay in charge of those shadows, because that is my light. It lights my soul. My girls love it. I love them. They've got my heart frequency, absolutely. But it's that gathering. It's that collective energy, just like I have at my spiritual days. It's getting the community together, and we sort of fight those battles together, which is so very important, because we're on the same frequency. We're all there to have a good time. We're there to lift our vibrational frequency. They know what I do. They love me for it. You know, a lot of our music it has hidden lessons behind it, and they understand and they embrace it and they love it and they think it's wonderful. Now, when you're authentically you, that is actually the highest vibration. We always say it's the love frequency. It's not. It's being your authentic self. It's cooking in the kitchen. I'm literally so hungry just smelling this right now. I wish we had smell-o-vision on YouTube, but we don't. So it's basically, I control to a certain capacity what we eat. I'm not saying I don't have treats. Absolutely do. And I'll probably have a treat this morning when we go to this charity event. But then I combat that. I will then have this time where I will really think about what I'm eating and what I put in my body. I don't eat processed food. I make everything from scratch. I pick out the garden, you know, I use what I've got and I create, because it's part of my creation. Now, this is another thing. How we open our heart frequencies is with our creation. Now, if you're a mum like me and you work full time, time is very, very limited. We don't have a lot of it. So I batch cook and then I freeze, and then it's easier in the evening to just after a long day at work just to get it ready, but I know what we're eating. So I make like a super sauce, for example. It's got 13 different vegetables in it, and it's the basis of, you can use it for pizza if you want to make homemade pizza or spaghetti bolognese. It's an Italian sauce, and it's got 13 veg. I know the children are getting all their nutrients, which is wonderful, and it's delicious. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's about the preparation. And when we master the mental mantle in the three-dimensional living, then we start to master our lives in a different way. This is like that organisation. And this is what the angels were saying. Tell them your story. Tell them how and what you do to deal with your shadows. Because when I tell you how I deal with my shadows, it'll help you deal with yours. My addictive personality, I was addicted. I had a food addiction. hold my hands up, food addiction. I still have an addictive personality. How I combat that and understand it's actually part of me, I've turned and transmuted that into a superpower. So I make us healthy treats. I make us homemade food every single day. We have homemade food. And one, it's great on your bank balance because you're creating, you can batch cook, and in the material world, that's absolutely fantastic. But secondly, it's what you're putting in your body. Now, we will have treats, we will have takeaways, but how do you feel the next day? You start craving that rubbish because you've got so many preservatives and absolute stuff in it that your body will start creating this want for it, this need for it. And how you face that shadow and get over that frequency is to make your own stuff. So today, it's like if one of your shadows is food in general and you have an unhealthy relationship with food, it's about transmuting that power into a healthy relationship, okay? And you get this buzz, right? I get a buzz from feeding my family. Italian blood, as I've said, our world literally is, we gather in energy and we feed each other, which sounds really unhealthy, but if we do it in a healthy form, isn't that a beautiful thing? Do you see how that's transmuted that energy? So it's understanding the shadows. When we understand the shadows of oneself, we can really face them. When we face them and understand them, we can grow from the process. So it's not like alcoholism. You can never have another drink because you fall off the bandwagon. With food, you have to eat. It's part of life. And I love food. I love cooking. I love creating in all forms. I'm that Empress type energy. So it's part and parcel of who I am. Creation is who I am, I love that. I do the choreography for the dance fitness. I write meditations and download them from above. I am an author. I've done all of that. It's all creation, right? It sits in your heart. It's absolutely beautiful. And when you transmute that energy and you turn something negative into something positive, it feeds your vibrational energy, changing that energetic field around you. So you are then gaining this power. When you gain this power, it lights your wand within and it drives you forward in every aspect. It's about realising your power in a situation. It's about learning to play the game of the 3D. When you master this, you master yourself. You claim your power back. It returns to oneself. When we face our shadows in any aspect, we gain that power. It returns to us because we understand. And when you hold your own power, you don't realise how powerful you are, because the 3D try and remove that power from you, because your own power is absolutely phenomenal. And the more you spiritually grow, the more you will see, the more you will claim your power back from people, places, situations. It's returning to you. But facing your shadows, facing your fears in any aspect really does return your power to oneself. And how you do that is to actually face them to a capacity in which you can gain your power back. So one of my shadows, obviously food. So how do I gain that power back? I make everything from scratch. I love creation of cooking. I love feeding my family. I love all that. So I make healthy meals. I really serve from the right frequency. And that's the transmutation of energy and power. So that gives me my power back, my personal power, and it enables me to share that gift and love with everybody else as well, because I've transmuted it from darkness to light. I've gained that power from such darkness because, ladies, I was really, really very big and I'm quite tiny now. So, that is a whole new life. I've birthed a new reality into existence, and you can do this too by accepting your shadows. You birth a new you into reality. The first step, now I've got to show you this, and this is going to go on for some time, and I've really got to get this sorted. So the angels gave me this the other week, and I wrote it in the trusty book, which is here, guys, here. So I don't know if you can see the scribble and my terrible, terrible spelling there. So there was a triangle. There's a triangle of energy. The bottom of the triangle needs to change. The next one is self-awareness. Then it's self-exploration. Then it's self-understanding. Then it's self-love. self-transformation, which is like your physical and your mental form together, self-mastery, and then I added another one, which is the highest state of awareness, when you're in tune with your higher self, you know, in your 3D life, which is all the time for me. It's phenomenal. I'm picking tomatoes and they're saying, do a message, Lauren. I'm like, all right, okay, I do a message. So wild hair, mummy clothes, you know, I'm off out. So it's, you take me as you find me. This is an authentic channel. It's literally an authentic channel. I am not here to show you a false world. This is my world. This is my existence. This is what I've done to combat the shadows. I am authentically me, and I want you to embrace who you are. And this is the process. When we own who we are in the true form, we accept every part of us, shadows, warts and all. That is when we truly grow, guys. That is when our authentic light shines so brightly that you can see it in the cosmos. This is your beacon, your personal beacon. What happens when you're your authentic self? You attract all the right vibrational frequencies. You'll find your soul tribe. You will start attracting abundance of all kinds. And it's absolutely phenomenal, which is why this channel is. This is a free channel. You know, like and subscribe, because we have been taken off other platforms. I'm just going to be completely honest. We've had to start this channel because I refuse to let the light go. You know, if they attack, I just hurdle that and I think, all right, then whatever. Whatever. It doesn't affect me. So, you know, a like and subscribe for you to find us again. It could happen again, but the angel said it won't this time. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that. They get bored eventually. So yeah, just be your authentic self. And that is the highest vibrational frequency. So whether you're picking tomatoes in the garden today, whether you're dancing down the aisles in the co-op and shaking your thing, being you is being true. That is your heart frequency. As soon as you light that beacon up, it lights like the 4th of July. And then all of this abundant energy comes towards you. And the feeling of love and abundance is the most beautiful, wonderful energy ever. So what the angels are saying today, thank you angels, 18:18 on the clock just then, what the angels are saying to you today is just be authentically you, and you know, light that beacon, because it helps you claim your power back to oneself. When you claim your power back, you will start feeling that fulfillment, you'll start feeling full, and you'll understand what it's all about. And when you understand the shadows and the lessons behind the darkness in which you've gone through, you know, dark night of the soul sort of things, we go through dark night of the soul scenarios in order to grow to our best selves, and we don't understand it at the time, and it can be absolutely horrendous, but there's always a lesson behind it, always. And it can be anything from, you know, your self-empowerment, knowing what you deserve in a relationship, to controlling the material realm in the 3-dimensional living. There is so many different scenarios depending on your circumstance. If people have let you down, it's understanding what you deserve. You know, there's a lesson behind darkness. My best friend, when she was poorly, her lesson behind that was she got well again. And when she got well again, she understood her divinity. And that was huge to watch her go through that process. And as hard as that is, and it was an awful battle she had upon her, she came out a master of herself. And she understood that she's got this chance, and she changed her whole life. She got herself fit. She started feeding that energy just like I did. And when we're poorly, which is why I support this charity, because I've lost a lot of people to this, and it's about understanding that we have certain control to a capacity, and if we can do something to aid the situation in that moment, because we're here in the now, right, then let's do it. Let's do it. Let's spark that wand. Let's light that fire from within. Let's be free in the very moment, because we're living in the now. This is why you're in my kitchen, because I'm in the now. I'm in the process of doing something. I'm very excitable energy, because that's just me all over, right? And it's allowing that process to happen, and it's accepting your full self, you know, shadows and warts and all. And I would like you to address that today. You know, if you have certain triggers, why do you have those triggers? Do certain people, stop tickling my faces, angels, they're tickling me. Certain people, just back up a bit, all over. With certain people, you'll face triggers. They'll wind you up. Ask yourself why. what do they do that winds you up? A lot of the time it's a shadow we need to face within ourselves, right? It's something we need to combat, or perhaps they're not meant to be in our world and that's the universe saying that. So it's addressing and understanding and using your discernment. When you use your discernment in life, it helps you just move forward with grace. Literally, it helps you move forward with grace. And that's why I believe in the cards a lot of the time. You've got that clarity. When we have clarity of self, we have understanding of the path. And that's the truth here. You know, clarity of self and awareness of self is everything. When we start taking responsibility for our existence, for our lives, you know, then everything starts falling into place. Because when we take responsibility, we understand a lesson and we take an action towards something. And that's the energy I'm feeling right now. So you need to take action in a situation to master something. And yeah, my heart's just gone boom. And that's what it's about. And this is what this message is about. So by me being vulnerable with you and speaking with authenticity, you get to understand that you doing the same is actually mastering your world. And that's how we begin. So if you're going to do one thing today, start with that. Take one little step. One little step. It doesn't matter how fast you move. There is no competition. The only competition you have is with oneself. And we just try and be the better person than we was yesterday. You're not the same person as you was yesterday. Let alone a year ago. Let alone 10 years ago. You are a new being, forever evolving. And it's absolutely beautiful. So allow the process. And just switch one little thing today and take that first little step and see where it leads. Let me know in the comments where you are, what you're working on. You know, we're here to build a community. We're all on the same wavelength. We're all on the same vibrational frequency. If you found this channel, this is meant to find you. I believe that we are equals in this world in every aspect. Our belief systems, it matters not. It's whatever anyone holds within their hearts. So that is it from me. I am going to go finish this Italian. So I have a very, very happy child. And until next time, my beautiful lights, have a wonderful one. From my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now.